Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Uncle Lander. This is Cyberpunk 2077 version 2.1 with Phantom Liberty DLC. On the last episode, we have basically explored every single hidden enemy in Dogtown. Well, almost every single, because one of them decided not to show up even at all. But we have managed to explore and find out every single, most of the hidden enemies in Dogtown. We have managed to figure out that there is this new drug called Fand that gives a lot of people some very weird hallucinogenic effects, and it's very highly addictive. There were people who were trying to create a less addictive form of the drug, but we clearly stopped them from doing that. And we decided to come back home, and I also decided that in between the recordings of these episodes, I'm basically gonna change the way my character looks, and we're gonna change the cyberware. I'm gonna explain everything in a minute. But before we're gonna do anything, first of all, Nibbles. Hi Nibbles, wish I could pet you. This is most likely the last time when we're gonna see Nibbles too. The other thing is that this episode, like every single other episode recorded before, was streamed live on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Uncle Lander. Come and say hi. I'm playing a variety of video games, charity events, genre marathons, modded playthroughs, and more. So, when it comes to my build, my current character is level 60 with 50 street cred. When it comes to the weapons, I should change the grenades for something else. Yeah, let's go for Gash. Maybe I'm gonna use the Gaseous as a reserve. But anyway, my character build level 60 with 50 street cred, and I'm gonna explain the weapons a little bit later. Right now, what I want to explain is the perks and distribution. I'm gonna, right now, for this specific episode, I'm gonna go a little bit more in depth, because I sincerely believe this is gonna be the last episode of the entire playthrough. Therefore, body of 6, and basically the idea behind being such a low body attribute is because I basically had some spare points, and I decided to invest them a little bit into health, a little bit into health regeneration, because it always helps. Reflexes. If I could invest reflexes to 20, if the game would allow me to do that, I would definitely invest all the way up to the tailwind because of the air dashes. But I was basically happy with the ability to just perform, doing the slippery, doing the dashing, allowing myself to shoot while dashing, stamina regeneration, and even increasing dash speed and unlocking dashes mid-air. That was all I really wanted. Plus 15 reflexes is good enough to increase my critical chance by 0.5%, which is still pretty alright, all things considered. Technical ability at 20, but I basically have gotten every single perk from technical ability mainly into the cyberware. I wanted to do the cyberware quite a bit, and also on the side I have decided to pick healing items only. That's the only thing that I really want to really do over here on the left side. Healing items only, and recharge the intensity, how the thing works. And for Pyroman I only have taken level 1, so I can basically have constant possibility of being able to get into the healing item as often as possible. When it comes to the cool, I might actually eliminate some of the things. Not gonna lie, I have a couple perks that I could quite frankly eliminate and put them into something else. Because, for example, I'm not using optical camo anymore for this build. I'm gonna show the cyberware, and just simply I don't use it anymore. And I think I'm gonna refund that. But when it comes to cool, for the majority of the build I went for stealth, and yes, I went for like ninjutsu, stealthing, crouch movement speed, and all of that stuff. I went for that because for 99% of my build I was going with stealth. That was basically the idea. I was using the optical camo, but for the ending of the game, basically there's no point of using optical camo because you're gonna be in a constant fight pretty much 90% of the time. And besides that, I went for mitigation behind the cover because that is never bad. That is never gonna hurt you. Also, besides that, I went fully for sniper rifles, pistol, precision rifles. That's the entire tree over here. And also, I'm gonna use a little bit of hip firing, so I can not drain my stamina all the time, most likely. Also, I have a weapon that's gonna actually reward me for using hip firing more than using anything else. So, that's basically is the cool with head-to-head, deep breath, focus. Focus is like the major skill over here. That's really helping with this, using the sniper rifle, but also with automatic pistols. Rinse and reload, all of this stuff, it's over here. I decided to not go for a Deadeye because I kind of like the fact that the further you are from enemy, the less damage you deal towards the enemy, and I really like that. Also, I have figured out that this perk is kind of useless. It's useless. It's pointless. You don't really need to take it because if you deal enough damage, you have proper mods on your weapon, you're gonna kill enemies anyway. So yeah, that is basically all there is to it when it comes to cool. And from intelligence, for intelligence, I went in a very specific and particular direction because I have simply decided not to go for overclock. Actually, when it comes to overclock, I'm gonna try it out when I'm gonna try out the overclock when I'm gonna go for full intelligence build. Then I'm gonna give it a try. When it comes to intelligence, I basically went for the most of the left tree over here. But I'm not using monowire, so I don't need the finisher. And also mine's run with the first quick hack of each unique category, which I'm also not gonna use that. I basically went for crowd control quick hacks. Crippled movement, reboot optics, disable cyberware, cyberware malfunction, or system collapse. I basically went for that, and also for car hacks, because, well, you kind of need them if you want to complete the quest for El Muammar. So, now we have the 5 perk points available, and I could put them in anything I really want. The problem is, there's not really a lot of choice for me. I'm not gonna go for the knives. I already have the selected weapons for myself. So I think I'm gonna increase the I think about using the technical ability and going just straight up for grenades. Max charge on the grenades and recharge speed. And maximum recharge speed. There's also resistance to damage effects for flash, smoke, and recon grenades, double grenade charges and rate. Mitigation chance per stack of Pyromania, which Pyromania, what does it do? Level 3, 5 movement speed and turn explosion damage for 12 seconds after hitting an enemy in combat with an explosion from a grenade. Explosive device and projectile launch system. Yeah, but I don't have the projectile launch system. You accumulate 5 stacks of Pyromania, they will be consumed instantly to replenish grenade charge. Nice. Doesn't sound bad, but I don't really think that I want to do that. I'm not gonna go for the projectile launch system, that's for sure. Turn up recharge speed for grenades outside of combat. Recharge speed for grenades when you have none available. Not sure if I even want to go for grenades. That's the thing. I only want to go for healing items, if anything. But then again, why not? Pyromania explosion. That's launch system. No, we are not gonna go for it. I think the remaining perks that we have, we might actually reinvest back into the ninjutsu just because of that mitigation chance while crouching. Yeah, I think that doesn't seem to be a bad idea. 50% mitigation chance when crouched. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get that. 100%. Optical camo. I'm not using optical camo anymore. So we got 2 perk points. Honestly, those 2 perk points, let's just spend into over here. And that's it, and let's be happy with this. That's all I'm gonna say. That is basically my build for this character. When it comes to Relic, I know that I have not unlocked every single of the possible perks, but to be quite honest, when it comes to the perks that I have over here, I'm 100% perfectly happy with those. I'm only using the Gorilla Arms just so I can increase my body stat just a tiny bit. So any of those things over here, they're just useless to me. I'm not gonna need them. Also, hello Mid-Asian, hope you're doing well, glad to see you. So when it comes to my character and my equipment, we're gonna explain the cyberware maybe. That's gonna be the best. When it comes to frontal cortex, I have decided to go for memory boost for additional RAM and RAM regeneration after neutralizing an enemy. Mechatronic core for additional damage against robotic enemies. That's gonna, during the Don't Fear the Reaper ending, that is pretty much a must. Also, I went for X-Dix to just increase the maximum RAM plus the upload speed of my quick hacks, because I'm going to use the non-lethal quick hacks. I'm going to explain which non-lethal quick hacks I'm going to use. Gorilla Arms, like I said, mainly and only to add myself a 6 points of body attribute to my character, just so I can open additional doors, just so I can open additional stuff. From the face, I decided to replace the regular Kiroshi optics, which granted me additional stealth, with Kiroshi Cockatrice optics, which increasing my critical chance by 35%, which is extremely freaking good. Plus headshot damage, plus stealth damage, but I'm not gonna deal any stealth damage. I mostly went for the additional critical chance for my weapons. Also have the behavioral imprinting faceplate, but that you pretty much get for free from the quest line. So now from Skeleton, I decided to go for Phoenix, 250% RAM regen rate when available RAM is below 7, plus Intelligence Attuned, plus stealth damage, and RAM regeneration. That's the most important for me. On the other one is there's a RAM Riku, which while receiving damage, I'm gonna restore the RAM equal to 3% of damage received, which pretty much means 3 RAM per 100 health lost. And also Kinetic Frame for mitigation chance when stamina is above 85%, which is very good for me because I have pretty much a lot of stamina most of the time. And that gives me additional headshot damage and health regeneration bonus. When it comes to the hands, I decided not to go for like Ricochet or smart stuff. I decided to go for Shock Absorber, which reduces the recoil on the weapons that I'm using, which mostly I'm gonna use mostly the weapons I'm going to explain later, but I'm going to have a fully automatic pistol, so this is very, very helpful, plus headshot bonus, plus additional health, because bonus stealth damage is going to be irrelevant, sadly. And also on top of that, I'm using Immovable Force, which adds additional minus 35% recoil and also decreases the bullet spread, and also automatically activates effects for ranged weapons that otherwise only occur when behind cover. That also means that I get additional mitigation chance just from using this, or at least as far as I understand. From the nervous system, I decided to go for Deep Field Visual Interface, which is cool attuned, which gives me additional critical damage of 20% total, and also critical chance dependent on how far the enemy is, 100% on 100 meters, which honestly, it's good. It's very good if you're using sniper rifles, which I used to use sniper rifles. Right now it might not be really that great, but it's still gonna do me a solid job over here. Another one, Korenzikov. I know that Korenzikov kind of doesn't really have a lot to do with me because it's reflexes, but additional critical chance, plus bonus headshot damage, plus being able to fuse this with Defensikov is gonna just bring me that much more of a benefit. But we're gonna talk about Defensikov in a moment. Anyway, we got the Korenzikov. It's a good thing. I was gonna get it because it's gonna give me a little bit of advantage in the middle of combat, and somehow I have just lost 605 frames. Interesting. Either way, Adrenal Trigger is next. I decided to increase my movement speed by 30% for 40 seconds when entering combat, plus additional duration from reflex attribute, so that's plus 45 seconds, which is gonna make me even faster. And if I'm faster, that means there's a less of a chance of me taking the shots, basically, and that is very good. From Security System, I decided to go for Heal on Kill. I decided not to go for the second heart because when I think about the double health bars, I think Fallout 4, and I do not like that, so it is what it is. Decided to go for Heal on Kill. It's Intelligence Attuned, which increases my additional damage by 1%, 7.5% of health when neutralizing an enemy, which is very good, and there's gonna be a lot of enemies to kill during the Don't Fear the Reaper, so it's gonna be all good, plus additional headshot damage and stealth damage, even though I'm not gonna re-perform the stealth, but it is what it is. Threat at evac, movement speed when my health drops below 25% for additional ability to simply escape, plus all damage dealt from intelligence, plus bonus headshot damage, which is the most important thing. After that, there's Biomonitor on Tier 5++, which automatically heals me when with one of my equipped health items when my health drops below 35%, which is absolutely amazing because I already have a very good healing items. I already have all the items that are needed, but they're basically maxed out, plus 16% of effectiveness, plus item efficiency per attribute of technical ability. That means 2 additional percent, and additional 4.9% per headshot damage, which is gonna be quite crucial thing that I'm gonna do. Now, integratory system went for pain editor, which reduces all the damage taken by me by 7%, plus bonus from cool, that's plus 2%, which also means that is total of 9%. And also, one of the important abilities of this cyberware is that my dodge costs 8% less, which is very, very good. Then we got a range guard with 90% with 90 armor when enemies are within 6 meters, and additional headshot bonus. And then I went for Defensivkov, which is gonna work in conjunction with Korenzikov over here. And that's basically, while the Korenzikov ends, I'm gonna get additional mitigation chance for 4 seconds. And this also increases my critical chance by 15%, plus headshot damage. And for the legs, because I'm not gonna do the stealth, I decided to remove the Link's paws and I replaced them with Jenkins tendons, which increases my sprinting speed starting at 60 seconds. And because I'm gonna be constantly in speed, this with conjunction with other cyberware that can increase my movement speed, that's gonna give me additional 100% of movement speed, which is gonna decrease to I think 50% movement speed after 5 seconds, plus additional health, plus health regen, and plus headshot damage. That is very much the build for the cyberware. Now let's move on towards my cyber deck that I have over here. But maybe let's start from the bottom. From the bottom first, I decided to go for Bounce Back Mark 5, which restores 30 health and then 70 health per second for 10 seconds, which is just absolutely amazing. The next is the Tetatronic Rippler, which I decided to go for Tetatronic Rippler because it basically fits my build. When it comes to cyber decks in this game right now, you don't have a situation in which there's only one cyber deck that is best for everything. That situation is long gone. Right now, if you want to get a cyber deck, you need to fit it to your specific build if you decide to use quick hacks and intelligence at the same time. For me, the best thing that I could do was actually getting Tetatronic Rippler for its bonuses. Additional weapon damage against enemies affected by non-combat quick hacks. So in this case, every single time I'm gonna apply the reboot optics on an enemy, I'm doing additional 15% damage from any weapon that I currently have, including every enemy. Also, plus 12 to max RAM is very good. I'm not using overclocking, so I don't really care about that. 40% damage from combat quick hacks, also don't really care about that because I'm not using combat quick hacks during this playthrough. And the quick hacks that I'm basically using are, starting from the very bottom, Sonic Shock. I was using Sonic Shock mostly for stealth. It is a very, very good quick hack. Sadly, for the version 2.1, this quick hack is traceable. It says it's untraceable. It sadly is traceable. It's a bug. It's a problem, but it's not really that big of a deal. Hello, Zeno. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Glad to see you. Then it's Reboot Optics, but I'm using Reboot Optics in open combat. Pretty much the moment I know I'm in open combat, there's no way of me exiting. Basically what I'm doing, cast the Reboot Optics, enemies are way less accurate, and I deal additional damage to weak spots and headshots, which I'm going mostly for the headshots. Pink, obviously, tell me where the enemy is, that's all I really want to know. Cripple movement against people with Korenzikov and Sandevesten, or dashing. Next is System Collapse against, I mostly would suggest using System Collapse if you want to deal with like the toughest enemies. Obviously it's not gonna work on everybody because you cannot really cast every single quick hacks on every single enemy, but you can always try. Memory Wipe is pretty good, but it's hella expensive. It's 32 RAM, so I never really I never really tend to cast it. It's a very good hack if you have a specific cyberware though. 32 RAM is not easy to achieve. And then there's bait and request backup, mostly because I could. I don't need to use the weapon malfunction, and I'm gonna tell you why I don't use the weapon malfunction. I don't use is it called weapon malfunction? Hold on, let me find it. Yeah, there it is. Weapon glitch. Basically, I would use weapon glitch if detonation of the weapon itself would not damage the enemy that I'm targeting. At that point, this quick hack becomes an offensive quick hack, which I don't really want to use. That's all there is to it. But I might actually use it for my next intelligence build because it gives additional critical chance to smart weapons. So who knows, I might actually do that. But yeah, the bait and request backup, I tried to use these two, never really found any peculiar usage of this. Like, they're cheap and they're pretty good, plus an amazing range. But I just never really found any good reason for use them. I decided not to use like Synapse Burnout, anything that deals any sort of damage to enemies, I don't use it basically. So yeah, that is pretty much explained when it comes to that. Now for the weapons that I have decided to pick for this ending is M10AF Lexington, and I have decided to go for vanilla Lexington. I decided not to go for any like iconics or uniques when it comes to this pistol, because none of the iconics were doing what I wanted them to do. Basically for this I decided to go for, obviously, fully automatic pistol. I have the cool perks for that, plus attachments of Kanetsugu to improve the zoom, increase the range, additional crit chance, additional crit damage, and the book for 100% recoil reduction, at least one of the types of the recoils that is reduced because they are horizontal and vertical. Pyro to give the weapon additional fire damage ability, and I did not knew the moment I have created this weapon in the form that it is currently right now, I did not knew that I can stack the mods. If I knew that, I would probably pick up something different, but it is what it is. The weapons cannot have mods removed because I don't know why. To me it's kind of silly, but it is what it is. We got Pyro at tier 5, 50% of deal damage into thermal and 50% chance to apply the burn, which deals damage over time, which I really approve of. And also the Swiss cheese, additional armor penetration enemies, but stamina cost per bullet increase. It is a fair mod, it is a good mod, and I like it. As a second weapon, I decided to go for NDI Osprey, which is, according to this, it is a power sniper rifle, but you could basically consider this as a portable rocket launcher that somehow does not cost me any reduced movement speed on my character, which is absolutely insane, but I love it about that. Headshot multiplier, 50% armor penetration. Heavy weapons, that reduces movement speed. It doesn't. It really doesn't. I don't feel the difference, at least. Fires a powerful series of explosive rounds, which is true. Headshots increase damage from hip firing. Neutralizing multiple enemies increases reload speed, which pretty much means that if I'm gonna be very consistent at getting headshots, especially from hip firing, this weapon is gonna be very, very, very helpful. And then as the last one, precision power rifle, hyper critical with 200% headshot damage multiplier, 50 armor penetration, additional crit damage. Sturdy design, the Tiny Mike's mod on explosive combination. Bullets detonate, knocking down enemies, while the final one always deals critical damage. So basically, you know, I'm using this weapon to just kind of spam because I decided to go for NDI Osprey as my secondary weapon, even though I would... This is like a portable rocket launcher. I'm not going to change my mind over this. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, this is the build that we are gonna use. I'm basically aiming for this playthrough to end at Don't Fear the Reaper ending. We're gonna see how that's gonna play. I'm gonna try to beat Don't Fear the Reaper 3 times, and I'm gonna be honest, if I'm not gonna reach any of the checkpoints, because I can be lame, if I'm not gonna reach any of the autosave spots in the game, we basically gonna go for a different ending. We're gonna give Don't Fear the Reaper 3 tries, though it shouldn't be really that difficult. Okay, so we have already set hello to Nibbles for the last time this playthrough. Let's pet Iggy Iguana for the final time for the good luck.
I'll give you a minute.
I already have received all the time that I need. This episode already is pretty damn long, all things considered. For this playthrough, I believe I have done almost every single possible quest. I have not done Beat on the Brat because my character is not built for that. So yeah, let's go for it. Let's go and meet Hanako after solid 2.5, maybe even 3 weeks of waiting for us. We finally gonna meet her and talk with her. And we're gonna sing. Also from the Edge Runner, we have the additional Fury, which I haven't told about that. I should actually go into Cyberware and mention two final things. First of all, I have 695 armor, which is pretty alright, I would say, out of 1500, but it's cool. It's alright. It's gonna do. The point of my character is to be a little bit of a glass cannon, so not having more than half of the armor is perfectly doable. Plus, I also have the Edge Runner, which gives me a 4.1% of Fury chance, but also reduces my maximum health by 90 points, but that is fine. I want to get that Fury. I want to get additional critical chance. I want to deal more damage towards my enemies. No, I'm not getting Second Heart. I think Second Heart is a little bit cheap, and I don't want that. I have other items to heal myself, and I also have the biomonitor, so...
This is a joke. Fucking joke. Isn't it a cop to
Smasher is gonna be hard? I don't know. We're gonna see what is the difference between the Smasher from 1.6.3 to Smasher in version 2.1. I know one thing, my driving skills are never gonna change. Let the Smasher be hard. In a matter of fact, if he is more difficult than what he was in the previous version of the game, I'm more than happy with that. Let him be hard. It's all nice and dandy. Okay, I think this is a good spot. Is there a parking spot even? I don't see any parking spots. Let's simply stop the car over here and that's it. Best parking spot I could find without interfering with anybody. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. The point of no return. You have reached the point of no return. When you enter the restaurant, you will be locked out of unfinished side jobs and other activities like gigs until your main jobs are complete. If you have any unfinished business, settle it before meeting with Hanako. Well, if there's one business that I could finish, is just simply save the game. Just make a safety save of anything.
Like on TV.
It's wonderful to see that.
God, I feel sick. Don't like this at all.
Think to myself,
We're not the only one.
Bitch is the worst kind of news.
I know. I'll be careful.
I don't trust.
Not exactly one of your strong suits. Listen, first sign of trouble, we Delta.
With Delta, and we shoot everything in sight. Also, you guys will be able. You guys are gonna be able to notice how Hanako is behaving. If for people who have beaten this game like several times, you guys can definitely notice her change in her
She emptied
behavior.
the place. Shit.
In changing her behavior from being absolutely scared when he went for Takamura into the form that she is gonna take right now. And yeah, for all this time, throughout the entire 3 weeks, or if not
Excellent.
even more,
You
of the
have
playthrough,
come.
she was just playing the piano all the time.
Let's step to it then.
Before we discuss details, I feel I owe you an explanation.
Do
I
you?
must tell you why I changed my mind and wish to help.
Weren't sure of anything.
And she
You
knows
could
exactly
trust
what
me.
she changed her
If
mind.
Yorinobu killed your father,
Now that she
No,
knows she
I
can
knew.
regain all that power
From the
back.
start,
you knew?
all the board members knew. Not one soul even slightly interested in the matter believed in the poisoning. Details were disparate, inconsistent.
Yeah, we got bits to discuss. This is like her behavior right now. Before she was super scared and she didn't want to believe in any of the evidence, but all of a sudden she's like, yeah, I knew, and everybody else also knew that it wasn't a poisoning, that he got murdered, and Yorinobu have done that. All of a sudden, her demeanor just swaps 180 degrees from being just shit scared to absolute death, to this prime of confidence and having the plan and knowing what she's gonna do. It's like the very signs of a ginormous freaking snake, and she is a snake. Trust me, she is.
We were gonna talk biz? Specifics?
Let us do so. Did you bring Soul Killer, as we agreed you
Finger
would?
on the trigger, don't say a word.
Of course I didn't bring Soul Killer. Afraid we don't know each other that well.
You prefer to keep your guard up. Understandable, but unnecessary. We are here because
Understandable
I know how
and
to save your
necessary when it
life.
comes to you.
I can lead you to Mikoshi.
Or I can lead there
Mikoshi
myself.
don't exist in real space.
Yet its access points do, and one is very near.
Where?
Here in Night City, beneath Arasaka Tower.
We ought to leave. Right now.
Wanna leave.
What gave you that idea?
Quit butting in so I can hear her out.
This is gonna be a disaster.
Sit. We have little time.
And you'll help me in exchange for...
My brother.
You catch a whiff of that? Smells like shit. Careful not to step in it.
He must
Would you
be
believe
made
that
to take
Hanako is over 70
responsibility
years
for
old?
his deeds.
Just say it. Be easier that way.
I want him punished.
Still vague. You want him dead.
I want the Arasaka Corporation to know the truth.
How you plan to do this?
Yorinobu,
花子様、そろそろご自宅にお戻りいただいて。
すぐに済むわ。Yorinobu will soon call a meeting of the board. Representatives of all factions are expected to attend. The perfect moment for them to learn the circumstances of my father's death. I will get you into this meeting, and you will testify against my brother.
Also, a quick little interesting fact about the Cyberpunk lore. Arasaka is actually split into 4 factions. Hanako's faction, Yorinobu's faction, Saburo's faction, and the Last Daughter's faction, which I cannot remember her name for the living life of me. She has some kind of weird name. She also was included romantically with Adam Smasher. I just don't remember her name right now, but the last and the youngest daughter of the Arasaka, her split faction of Arasaka is actually the only splinter faction of Arasaka that actually does some good to the world. You would, surprisingly, I know, you would think that Saburo being interested in wiping out cities, Yorinobu being mostly interested in, mostly in business, and Hanako just being a mirror image of Saburo. You'll think the entire corporation will be absolutely awful, but no. The youngest daughter actually is interested in helping people.
Testify. Listen, mind if I'm straight with you?
Help me get rid of Yorinobu. I will help you get rid of the construct.
Don't like this at all. Sounds like you want to use me.
No. I simply offer you an opportunity.
Not the first to try.
But what if I am the last? You cannot take that chance.
Let's fly the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Do you feel all right? Huh? You are bleeding.
Fuck.
It seems you are running out of time. Don't delay. Make your decision.
I'll think it over.
There's
You
not
could
really
use
much to
some
think
air
about.
right now. I warned you.
What are you doing?
3 hours from it now, Pete. You can't stand on your own 2 feet. Well, I'm good to go. Body listens to me. See what I'm getting at?
Of course I can see. Want me to hand over the keys?
I want to save your life. Pop some pseudo-endotrizine, scooch, and let me get behind the wheel. I'll get us to fucking Mikoshi.
Uh-huh. How exactly?
Without that porcelain cunt's help, that's for damn sure.
Don't stand a chance without
I stand up
help.
with Johnny on
Right
that
about
one.
that. But that's why I'll bring Rogue. She's not rusted through just yet. Plus, she owes me.
Maybe she'd have stuck her neck out for you a half a century ago. But now, I don't see it.
I'll convince her. After all, we know a thing or two about ops like this. We'll blast our way into Sokka Tower, just like we did back in the day. Then find the way inside Mikoshi. It's our only chance.
Rogue? I don't know. You honestly think it could work?
With her experience, her resources, her connections. Won't find anyone better in NC.
Well, besides
It's gotta
ourselves.
work. We breach the tower. All cracks open Mikoshi. Then I fuck up that. Great, you checking out again?
Yeah, Johnny sounds a little bit annoyed. Never like Hanako. Hanako is a snake. I always thought that Hanako is a snake. She lost all the power, but now she realized she's regaining it. She has a chance to regain all of it. All of a sudden, she's all way too confident, and I hate her about that.
You're in pain, I know. Delirious when you arrived, so I had to dose you with beta-haloperidol. But light oversensitivity is a good sign. Means your optic nerves aren't damaged.
How'd I get here?
Dragged yourself here, beat to hell and back. Gave Misty a hell of a fright. Then you shoved my patient at the time off the table and demanded you be treated immediately.
Tell him it was your guardian angel.
Huh?
I wasn't completely myself.
Yeah, I know. And that's a bit worrying.
Just give
Gonna
it to
keep
me
me
straight,
waiting
Vic.
all day? You've come to a critical juncture. Try sitting up carefully.
You think the Hanako's confidence comes from Togesaburo's engram? I mean, it's not a spoiler for me. That might be true.
V?
That might be also true. That is a very valid argument right there. Because when you do the corporate ending of this game, you see the engram of Saburo Arisaka yourself.
I'll try. Think I'm getting
That's a
some
very
feeling
valid
back.
point.
Slowly.
Another victory for the history books. Well, looks like I can sit up, all right? But I can tell you don't have good news.
Oh no, he doesn't. Going to deal with a shit stat.
How much longer is this going to go on?
You tell me.
Looking at you, not long at all. Next attack, you won't be able to crawl back here. You'll flatline in some back alley. This is your last chance to take matters into your own hands. Understand?
I know, Vic. I'll try. Soon.
No, you'll do it now.
We are gonna do it now.
See that setup over there?
Yeah? What about it?
You'll find the last dose of pseudo-endotrizin there. A gift from Misty. Want to give in to the voices in your head? Go ahead. Take a puff. Go silent. Get out. Or find another way. End things on your own terms. Got a little present for me over there, too. Blockers. Manage to walk those few yards to the table. The rest will be up to you, and you alone.
You heard him. We've got one last chance. I'm taking the wheel. Endotrizine, Rogue, Sokka Tower.
I mean, that's one of the options.
Only way this is gonna work.
Enough, Johnny. I just...
It is an option, because if I'm gonna fail Don't Fear the Reaper
Stretch
too
your needle.
much,
Fine.
Just
Just
not.
not
I'm gonna
in
go
this
for the
basement.
rogue help.
V, Christ, you're talking out loud.
Out loud. What?
Just go fix this thing.
Think I can do it.
Whatever you decide. Let's make sure to get out of here first.
Nah, I don't think he as a doctor, he can tell us that. I think what Vic tells us is to basically take this thing into our own hands and basically deal with it. That's what he says. That's exactly what he says.
Can't thank you enough for all you've done, Vic.
Only wish I could have done more. Go on now. I want to close up.
Yeah, Vic,
Take the meds and do what you gotta do, V.
Vic
Thanks, Vic.
really wants to
I will.
help us, but
And you hang in there,
at
too.
the intro of the game, it was pretty
Good
clear
idea.
that he hated the fact that he was so helpless about all of this.
Hey, V, I heard. Well, your thoughts?
Shouldn't have had to. Sorry about that.
No need to be. I know what's going on. And I know it won't be easy. For either of you. If you don't want to decide here, I know a much better place.
Sure, lead the way. Why is this spot special?
I took Jackie there once. It's not far.
Jackie, what's he got to do with any of this?
You'll see. Come on. Top floor. He had the same glum face.
Who, Jack?
This is it, Chica. I'm done for.
Doesn't sound like the Jackie I knew.
That was a long time ago. His mom had just found out he'd signed up with the Valentinos. Trust me. Senora Wells on one shoulder, your gang Chumbas on the other. No choice can ever seem right.
Mm-hmm.
Life wasn't easy for my Jackie, but he found the courage to bet on himself. After I brought him here.
You never understand, is Jackie part of the relic? It really feels... That kind of question makes me question if you ever played this game before.
Ah, that's
See that?
more like it. Air.
Because it really feels like, you know, you just went through the entire game, but you never gave a damn about the characters or the story in the game. It just feels like this. I don't mean to be rude or mean, but questions like this after, you know, it just kind of shows. But then again, if you never played this game before, then yeah, I could understand that. I could understand, and then you're gonna get my apologies. But otherwise, not really. It's been a long time. Okay, so Jackie was basically the character that was introduced to you at the beginning of the game, at the start of the game. It basically is the person that introduced you. No, well, you could say that. It's a character that introduced you to the Night City living. And basically, him and his family carried you until you were able to do a little bit of stuff on your own. Because you and him, you were working as the partners in crime, so to say. But it was all shown behind the scenes. You did not really experience 90% of that.
I come here when I need to get away. Be alone with my thoughts.
She's on to something. Ought to sit, mull through some shit yourself.
Thanks, Misty. You were right. Choice spot.
Jackie's fate depends on where you send his body. Yeah, that's very true.
So what? What did Jackie decide up here?
Oh, you know. Gonna be a legend in this city. And I'm gonna leave you alone now. Take your time.
I'm gonna need all of it.
Fucking scared me, know that? Thought you were on your way out.
No, still here.
For now. You know, should call anyone you want to say goodbye to.
Worst case scenario. That what you expect?
No. But whatever you decide, risk's gonna be high. If things don't go our way. Just fucking do it. Anyone you gotta talk to, now's the time. Pills can wait.
Nah, not really my style. Goodbyes.
You do you. Come a long way to get here, haven't we? Just think. It all started in a fucking landfill.
Then you tried to kill me.
See exactly what I mean. Trying to save your sorry hide now. You can let me do that. Or you can try Panam and her tarmac rats. But then their lives will weigh heavy on your soul. Or you take Arasaka's deal, but then you'll have your own soul on your conscience.
Yeah, just a reminder of something. Oh, yeah. Something that I didn't done in this playthrough is basically call Jackie quite a lot of time. Like, if you make enough phone calls to Jackie after the heist, in the end you're gonna see his hallucination, I think, over here or like a slightly different reality.
Gonna try to ask Panam for help.
You absolutely sure? No going back on this, you know.
Just hold on a minute. Need to think.
Just thinking, Arasaka could put this Ultra-rest? No. We're not gonna end it that way. Can I save the game still here? No, this action is blocked because it's conversation. Okay, fair enough. Alright, so now it's a waiting game. Because if you want to start Don't Fear the Reaper, we need to wait for Johnny to, well, do the things. He needs to mention something. He needs to start a conversation option. So, yeah. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, he's not a part of Relic or the Construct, not in a way. Though, you can see him as a Construct if you send his body to Victor instead of sending his body to the family, and later picking up the Corpo path. And I didn't call the Jackie enough during this playthrough to actually get that, to actually get a visible, because I don't really consider Jackie to be that big of a character. I'm sorry, I like him. I do like Jackie, but I don't really consider him to be that big of a character that has that big of an impact to me. Like, he definitely is a character that had an impact on V, but to me personally, he was there, but we haven't seen enough. If we had more jobs with Jackie to do, like, for example, introductionary 5 jobs with Jackie, to basically get our gears going, something that exposes a little bit more about his character, then yeah, I would definitely enjoy him a bit more, but nah. It was just very, like, it feels like story of Jackie and V is just very rushed. I like him, I like his personality for what was shown, but it is just not enough to, I don't know how to say it, inspire me to like him that much. I've done Corpo ending once, was disappointing. Yeah, I have seen Corpo ending. I have actually, this is like the only thing that I allowed myself to be spoiled about in this game. It was the Corpo ending, and I'm never gonna take it. It's that type, Corpo ending is a type of an ending that I'm only willing to take if somebody's gonna pay me $200. And everybody knows when I'm posting that kind of offer, that means I really dislike something for good reasons. And I do not like really the Corpo ending, despite the fact that it's a really final ending of for V. But I don't like the Corpo ending. I think the Corpo ending is basically a contradiction of everything that V would stand for over all the travels as you go through the entire game. It's just, you know. To me, it's just simply Corpo ending is the one ginormous contradiction. Yeah, I'm basically waiting for Johnny to do his dialogue line. God knows when that's gonna happen. Assuming that I did everything correctly, because I believe I did. Unless they changed something about Don't Fear the Reaper ending and the way of unlocking it, and I simply don't know about it. Because the last time I did Don't Fear the Reaper was on the 163 playthrough. Yeah, I believe I have picked the correct lines on the field. I really believe that I have already picked the correct voice lines on the field. And yeah, at this point we're just waiting. But it's a shame that now the dialogue choices that you get through the game does not matter anymore. It's only one conversation that matters.
Kinda tough deciding which of your friends get to die, isn't it? Good news is you got this one chum who's already dead. And he'd be honored to join you on a wild suicide run.
Let's give it a try. We're gonna give Don't Fear the Reaper 3 solid attempts.
Like
3 solid attempts. If during any of those attempts we're not gonna reach the checkpoint, if in any of those attempts we are not gonna reach any of the checkpoints, we are going for rogue ending. Let's hear the plan.
This plan, what would it entail exactly?
Plan? Well,
clearing things out, no problem, dude.
Rogue operates.
No problem.
I say you grab the hottest iron you can find, stride in the tower's front door, and cut your own path down to the lower levels. If Mikoshi's deep underground like Hanako claims it is, you'll just have to find the elevator.
Yeah, attack the Arasaka Tower. Let's go for it. Let's see if the build is actually... Let's see what this build is really worth in an actual open combat situation, a prolonged open combat situation.
If I gotta die, I'd rather fall into my grave gun in hand and on fire. And not drag anyone down with me.
Huh. You just discovered what it takes to become a legend. Grab your iron. Let's mobilize.
I wonder if I can quick save along the way. On the 163, I could not save until I'm gonna reach automatic save states. I don't know if that is changed in any way, shape, or form.
Time to party like it's 2023.
Are not allowed on the premises. Present day.
Careful. This is their house. Got a game plan all polished and rehearsed.
Yeah, they mainly don't know what's going on because reboot optics.
Before the first tower went up in smoke, labs were underground. Elevators what we want. Shit. Needs an access token. Need to find a guard. Some chops. Stat. They'll have our access token.
Why the hell are you here, bitch?
So far, so good.
Got it!
Starting to think this plan wasn't batshit crazy after all. Come on.
I'm Jillian Jordan.
Net-run operations control. Sounds like a good place to run a mega facility from.
We plug in your output there. See how she settles in.
I'd expect a very warm welcome down below if I were you.
Good. Before going out, it better be with fucking fireworks.
Gonna be an ambush, no doubt. Just focus. You're better than them. Motherfuckers got no love.
Shit! Not good! Not good!
Not good indeed. Not good for you, sir. Yeah, go friendly mode. You're gonna just highlight enemies for me, thank you.
Brace yourself.
Oh, really? Yeah, they're not gonna open the door, aren't they?
Covering fire! Somebody pop a bullet in the head! Taking care of...
Well, I don't need the money. Honestly, I don't know what I took it.
Over here. Ain't no expert, but sure looks like the tower's mainframe.
Yeah, I think at this point we have reached the first checkpoint, so we are going for Don't Fear the Reaper from the start to the finish.
Heads up.
I have to get down!
Wait, there's one guy over there? Yeah, fuck you.
I surrender! Do what you want, just let me live! I'll cut her off!
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger, Will Robinson. She's hip firing.
Find you, no matter what.
What do you have? Okay, yeah, sure, good.
We're being attacked! It's only a matter of time.
Exactly seeing any slots.
Mainframe's under the floor, most likely. Need to find a way to
yeah, the control room, if I recall correctly.
Like a goddamn adventure game.
So that's what would Netrunner be. Where was the entrance to that door?
Term, think you can use it?
We'll find out.
Damn, could really use you right now.
I should be able to do some crafting, shouldn't I? Like, oh, ammunition, all that stuff. No, let's craft ammo. Which I can. Okay. Hey, if the game allows me, I'm gonna do it, dude.
Spider. This what we're looking for? Okay, and... Focus!
Come out with your hands in the air! I've got this.
Wait, you want to tell me that this guy... Damn, he got friends.
She attacked me!
That's the slot. Let's make Alt at home.
Sure hope your X output performs as advertised.
Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair.
System overlost. I am in control. Section personnel neutralized. The path to Nakoshi lies open.
Come on, let's go.
Arasaka netrunners have stormed the tower's systems. Stopping their advance is my priority. Continue on your way alone. I've cleared a path, but you must hurry. An elite security unit is following you.
Good. Can I make a save, or yeah, it still relies on the autosaves, which I don't really I don't really like when the game just forces me to just use autosaves. But what I can do is use a bunch of boosters to get my health up a little bit. Alright, so 16, bam, bam, and I don't know what else I could use. This and this.
Alt! You here?
29 minutes
What's
is
with the door?
more than enough for them, Smasher. There should... There we go.
Don't strain yourself now.
Smasher. Okay, so I cannot really use the hacks against Smasher because he has counter hacks. Wow, they actually added some more effects to him. That's nice.
Survival favors the strong. Don't prolong the Come here. You disgusting mercy is you all leave here on.
He's way more tougher. He's gonna do what I think he's gonna do. I mean, obviously, he's gonna summon the reinforcements.
Where is Rome? Wanted no part of this radio. I must be educated. Finish with you. I'll hunt her down.
Yeah, I don't know how to get up there. That's the best I can do now.
Concentrate your mind.
He definitely uses different attacks. God damn. Yeah, this is why my pistol is just becoming very useless. Because I don't have the tendons, this is currently the best I can do, which is fine. Get right, bub. Yeah, he's definitely way more tougher. Oh, I forgot to take the Malorian with me. God damn it.
Johnny Silverhand sends his regards.
Are you fucking with me now?
He's got a point, V. Shut up and finish him. Be done with it.
Took down Johnny's archenemy. Gotten good, I guess. Damn, it feels nice.
He's definitely gonna be way more difficult. He's already way more difficult. I mean, one shot from one of his weapons have already forced me to use the healing item. So he's already very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. So I'm actually wonder how he's gonna deal, how much damage he's gonna deal on hard and freaking very hard difficulty. It seems like having a second heart might be a necessity.
We saw this place in a dream.
Find the access point in the center of the room. You must
Come on,
get to it.
not much further
It's
to
a good
go.
fight though.
Immerse yourself in coolness.
It's a very good fight though.
I will be waiting.
Smasher is definitely different. He's faster. He, despite the fact that he's ginormous, he uses his Sandevesten, which actually the aura that he emits while he uses the Sandevesten reminds me a lot of Edge Runners show. They're the same, pretty much almost the same coloring, like the phantoms of the Sandevesten. I don't know how to really call it, but it's very similar to that, which I really like. Neat little details like this. Even when you look at the perk trees, like for example, technical ability Edge Run, that's David. That's David right there. I like neat little stuff like this. Or in body, when you look at down below, that's Rebecca. I like I said, I really like little things like this. It makes me not feel, but it really lets me know that the developers of the game actually freaking care about the content that they are creating in general, like in whole thing.
Don't know how, but it worked.
Okay, let's see Johnny's reaction. Because I know what kind of options I have picked during Pacifica. So we're gonna see how he's gonna react over here. Because I'm pretty much sure I know what kind of choice I'm gonna make. On my first playthrough that I had posted on YouTube, I have decided to give Johnny my body. For this, I think for this playthrough, just so I can get a little bit of variety to the Cyberpunk playthroughs on my channel, I'm gonna just, I think I'm gonna retain my body. Oh yeah, and also this is the entire staircase here is a Matrix reference. If you guys have seen Matrix. Nibble. Hi, Nibble. Nibbles. Hi, Nibbles. If you guys have seen Matrix, basically seeing Cat here twice, it's a reference to a scene in which Neo sees the same cat passing through a hallway on a different floors twice in the same way and same manner, and then he says deja vu, which meant that the agents were nearby. And this is the scene in which, as Zeno have mentioned earlier, this is a scene where you can see Jackie just standing over here and you can have even conversation with the phantom of him. very hard character squishy. I mean, we're gonna see. My next playthrough is gonna be on hard difficulty, that's for sure. For the very hard difficulty, I'm playing to create an absolute freaking tank of a character, so we'll see how that's gonna go.
Let us go then, you and I. When the evening is spread out against the sky, like a patient etherized upon a table. Let us go through certain half-deserted streets, the muttering retreats of restless nights in one-night cheap hotels, and sawdust restaurants and oyster shells.
Sawdust and
Streets
plastic.
that follow like a tedious argument of insidious intent to lead you to an overwhelming question. Oh, do not ask, what is it? Let us go and make our visit.
Also, my first cup of tea have been used up, so now I'm bringing the heavy artillery. A full jug of Earl Grey.
You're here. Who was right, you cranky bastard?
Ha! You were right, V. You were.
And who just ate their words?
Oh, fuck off.
I love this. I love this little dialogue over here because it simply shows, like even here it shows as much evolvement of the relationship between Johnny and V. How much for the lack of a better word, basically it shows how their relationship have evolved in general, from Johnny just absolutely hating the guts of V, to having a heart-to-heart conversation on the landfill, and then just simply from that evolving to being friends, I guess.
So, when do we start?
Haven't caught on yet, have you?
What do you mean?
Alt's already split us. Once you jacked into Mikoshi, she lit you up with Soul Killer.
You're out, but don't fuck around.
I am not his girlfriend.
Too bad. Johnny could have used someone like you by his side.
Strong words from a fellow construct stuck in the same Arasaka prison.
Wait, what? Mean to say I'm an engram?
Uh-huh. Same as me. Got any more jokes?
What am I drinking? Tea. From a jug. Because my mug filled with tea and milk is clean. So I have the reserves. Or as I call it, the heavy artillery.
So that's really it. We're done. You kept your word.
There is one aspect I failed to take into account.
Alt? What?
The body is a key factor in this transaction. DNA reconfiguration by the relic has progressed too far. Added to aggressive, invasive medications, the body's immune system attacking its own neurons.
Christ, will you just skip to the end?
After I transfer your construct into your body, you will die. It is inevitable. It is imminent.
Fuck.
You shall live for about 6 months, perhaps somewhat more.
No. There's gotta be something we haven't thought of.
Your body will see you as an intruder.
But it's my body.
The biochip's nanites have altered it permanently. The body is now Johnny.
Alt, give us a minute. V and I need to talk.
I can't believe it. Everything, all we did, it was pointless. I have had enough of this, of everything. You most of all.
Perfect. Because we're sticking to the plan. I'm going with Alt fuck knows where. You're keeping your body.
Where's she even gonna take you?
Beyond the Black Wall. To become part of her. Whatever the hell that means.
Is there really no other way?
As I said, Johnny can retain the body, remain there, while you come with me.
Guess I meant, I don't know, a happier ending for everyone involved.
Here, for folks like us, wrong city, wrong people.
Yet the right to make a choice you have earned, through will and endeavor. This bridge leads deeper into cyberspace. Cross it and permanently sever the connection with your body. The path to your body passes through that mortal well.
Okay, so like I said, for the last playthrough, I have chosen that Johnny's gonna take my body because... Actually, can I pause it? Okay, I can pause it because the music was actually a little bit loud. So for my other playthrough of this game, I have decided that Johnny's gonna take my body. And like I said, because I want to give a little bit more variety to the endings of the game while I'm gonna be posting them on YouTube, I think I'm gonna take this one for... I'm gonna take my body. But I'm still gonna remain with the opinion that I had during my very first playthrough. V had a chance of getting to the top, but because of the arrogance and not being careful about who she worked with, she died. She or he wasted her chance to live on the top, to be on the top. And V at that point was already dead. While Johnny, on the other hand, died, but throughout the entire adventure, he understood the mistakes that he made, and he tried to fix it. He tried to show that he deserves a second chance in life. And I'm still gonna stay with that opinion. I'm still gonna I'm gonna keep that opinion, because I really believe that V's adventure is basically an adventure of understanding that once you die, the death is unavoidable no matter how hard you try and how many things you're gonna do. No matter what, death is unavoidable. And if you are destined to die at that point of time, because XYZ reason, that's it. You fighting is kind of pointless. But because we have decided not to give up, she basically constantly met disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. If not from the Phantom Liberty DLC, then from the neighboring factions and all the people that were surrounding her. Even now, at the very end, where basically the entire thing was promised to her that she's gonna live, she still got cheated out of opportunity to live long. She still got cheated in the very end. And it's not even cheated by anybody else. She basically got cheated by Faith, because V, in reality, tries to cheat the Faith. A Faith that has been already set up for her since the beginning of the game. While Johnny, on the other hand, he died. He knew he died. He knew what's going on. When he realized what have happened to him, he basically went from this arrogant prick. And I think Johnny at a certain point basically have realized that he could at least use V to try and fix some of the mistakes of his life. And I don't mean just, alt. I don't mean just alt, but I think I mainly mean Rogue, who wanted to give his relationship with Rogue some form of a closure. He wanted to have a closure on Carrie. He wanted to fix what he fucked up in life, so maybe he could go away with peace. The problem is, throughout the entire adventure, you can, like I said, G. I'm learning the alphabet again. You can see throughout the entire adventure that it is actually Johnny who decided not to waste this opportunity for a second lease at life, and it's him who learns the lesson. It's him who grows up. It's him who thinks differently, who makes different decisions, who sees the world differently through the V's influence as well, and he deserved a second chance at life. While V had the opportunity to have a good life, not to take risk, not to race to the top at any cost, and V basically paid for it. But through the stubbornness, V basically decided not to go down. But yeah, that is my original decision. A decision that I'm always gonna keep as something that should be maybe considered as canon. Maybe considered as canon. I guess there's no like solid confirmation of which ending is actually real for V. But the ending I'm gonna pick up right now, which is V lives with his body, and Johnny goes with Alt. I also think that ending is pretty good, because V still shows the stubbornness, still shows willingness to fight throughout all of that stuff, while Johnny is gonna probably live with Alt and all the remaining AIs, because games suggest that Johnny is gonna get absorbed to Alt Cunningham, which is not really true, because there's a huge possibility that basically Alt have created this ginormous cyberspace, or this ginormous net space in the what's it called according to the lore and according to the book? Wildernet? I think it's called Wildernet. Basically, Wildernet is that space that is not occupied or used by any of the corporations or anybody else. Net as an entire construct is separated into several zones. It will be a lot to explain. There's a lot of lore into that. But basically, Alt have possibly created a fortress for every single AI or every single personality, every single engram that was ever killed by the Soul Killer, so they can basically live over there. Alt is how to say it, she is a merge of several AIs, and that's definitely shows, because Alt almost have no human personality unless she really very vaguely shows it. She's very robotic. She is already a almost fully fledged AI as of this point. So yeah, that is basically my opinion. That is my window when it comes to why I'm picking this ending, and a little bit of trivia that I have shared. But I know I'm talking for a little bit too long. There's a lot to learn from Pondsmith's books and a lot of official Cyberware lore books, and even the tabletop game books, which I would highly encourage you guys to read. I'm currently hunting for those books. But anyway, enough talking. I want to live whatever's left for me.
I told you. I said I wanted you to have my body. But I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. We knew all along this is how it would play out.
Don't fuck with me right now.
Only if you cut your pathetic "I'm sorry" bullshit.
Jesus. I'm about to shred a comrade and a chunk of my own soul in one fucking go. You have no idea what that shit feels like.
Sounds kind of familiar. We know that attitude. CV, stand with you whether you like it or not.
Defend yourself. You're not even trying.
You know, you taught me to let go sometimes. Save my strength for one last big bang. Goodbye, V. And never stop fighting.
See you next time, Johnny. Now let's take a look what kind of tacky freaking clothing I'm gonna wear. I wonder if they change any of that, because honestly, if I could change, I would change something for my my own personal style. Because the game gives you really tacky clothing for this ending, really tacky, and I hate it.
I can turn to face
Hey Red,
the sky.
how are you doing?
Today and today only, you might catch a glimpse of the Crystal Palace, that big-ass space station in which you mere mortals will never set foot. Now, they say the Crystal Palace has the most expensive casinos, the most beautiful women, and some damn breathtaking views, but that's what they say about Night City. Heaven on Earth, heaven in orbit. What's the difference to scop-eating dirt sniffers like us? One thing, though, better find yourselves a nice high hill to go palace gazing. Yep, sorry you denizens of Night City's lower reaches. Life has screwed you over yet again.
Back to work an hour and already out for my next day off. Yeah, I'm not allowing myself to have a day off. While I'm still young, I'm gonna use all that energy that I have in me.
I trust you had a restful night.
Mm-hmm.
You have no new messages. You have one meeting planned today. At the Afterlife, Delamain has confirmed a vehicle arrival at the arranged time. I've noticed your calendar is empty for what remains of the month. Would you like me to begin planning?
No thanks. That's as it should be.
Perfect. Have a nice day.
Well, time to put the clothes on. I mean, cool, the glasses are great, don't get me wrong. The shirt, that will do. The pants, just as awful as ever. And the shoes, come on. Fuck it up. Fuck me up. Yep, it's awful, okay? You're okay with the, you know, the shirt. The glasses are great. What the hell are those pants, man? Like, even the shoes are freaking tacky as hell.
Hey, boss.
Hey, you there yet?
Not yet. He'll be on time, though. His people came to scan the place earlier. Check and make sure everything's clean before he arrived. Thought we didn't notice him.
And the gear?
All set with the heat. Rest, too. Full tank, ready to launch.
Thanks. Be there soon.
Wait for the V, take my jacket. Okay, where the heck is my jacket then? Why do you look like a small-time CryptoPunk from the afterlife? Yeah, that's actually very true. Coffee. Ah. That's a replica samurai jacket. But is it really my... Oh my god. I mean, there's a lot of guns. None of them that I can use. Yeah, that is, according to the game, that's the jacket that I'm gonna wear. Even though it's not even like my style of clothing. Because if I could, I would... Oh, so bad. If it was up to me, I would wear totally something different. But the game does not really allow me to basically put anything else. Which is kind of sad, but it is what it is. Yeah, none of these weapons I would use. None of these shotguns, none of these assault rifles. I'm going to openly criticize the way that the V looks like for this ending, because honestly, I would like to simply access the world and just change this. This doesn't work. This just simply doesn't work. This looks... She looks like she's wearing shorts, then she has like skin, you know, exposed over here, like beneath the thigh, and then she has some kind of like thigh-high boots or knee-high boots, and it just doesn't look good. I don't like it. But then again, it's probably just me.
Thank you for choosing the Delamain service.
I'm probably just
Where shall we fly today?
chasing after something that is super irrelevant. But it is what it is.
The afterlife. Head over there.
As you wish. We will be traveling along restricted air corridors. No delays anticipated.
Preem.
If I may deign, you look frightfully fatigued. Was it a difficult night?
Difficult few weeks.
I'm truly sorry to hear that. The Delamain network is pleased to offer complimentary services that may just be the ideal remedy for your current condition. What's more, I'm delighted to inform you that Delamain has joined forces with Trauma Team. With our limited time only Safe Travels package, you have a full range of medical services available to you at your fingertips.
What's going on with Arasaka? How's the stitch in the city?
Here's an item that might interest you. The Arasaka crisis continues. The corporation still teeters. Aggregated media mentions indicate a positively mammoth stain on the corporation's image, as well as financial and political defeat. Secure Your Soul was to be a smashing success for Arasaka. It turned into a horrific curse. They lost all resources related to the program.
Oh no, what a shame.
Promised the rich immortality. Sold him on it. Actually collected engrams and knowledge. Bid for control. For power, I say.
Precisely. In any event, it will be some time before Arasaka successfully reorganizes. It seems you, the afterlife, are safe. For now.
Yeah, assuming that this ending of the game would be the canon one, it would be quite safe to say that Arasaka would took like several years to reconstruct. Several years. And you have to consider also the fact that, okay, if Hanako's raid have failed, because at this point it failed, if Yorinobu's reign of power have failed, because we destroyed the main Arasaka and Secure Your Soul program, that means there's still the youngest child that is still available. And if it was up to me, I would basically put the youngest child as the leader of the Arasaka at this point. There's a huge potential to turn Arasaka into actual power that would strive for something different. Because Hanako wanted to keep the Saboros Empire alive. Yorinobu wanted to destroy the Saboros Empire while establishing his own. While
we have arrived at your destination.
The youngest daughter forgot her name for the living Christ of me. She wanted a different approach for Arasaka. As small as the influence that she had on everything, she actually wanted to do some good with her organization.
Hey, you there? Yeah, I'm talking to you.
I just cannot remember the name of the youngest daughter of Saburo Arasaka. Michiko. Jesus Christ. I just could not. I cannot remember, dude. The youngest. Michiko Arasaka. Christ. There's even an entire book dedicated for her in her organization.
Hey, we good?
Perfect. Your box is ready and waiting.
Who do we have here?
Who do we have here?
Hey, Rogue. How's things? Everything in order?
You tell me. Afterlife, all that goes on here, it's your mess now.
Intrigued to hear what this client has to say.
I would be too. He awaits. But before you go off, let's you and me swap a few thoughts.
Get you something? My usual.
Yeah, clearly
Sure
can
thing.
wait.
Oh, no, you don't. Unusual situation? You just can't have the usual. Off into the wild blue today, and you're well aware of the stakes.
Sure. Keep reminding me.
Before any big op, and you know this, I'd oil the cogs with a little glass of tequila. Johnny's preferred.
We all got our rituals, charms, lucky underwear.
Not talking about luck. Talking about remembering. Remembering Johnny. Which is how I knew what this was all for. What I was doing in this mess.
Rogue.
So you're gonna honor afterlife tradition. Claire's gonna mix you a house drink. You just name it.
What about my, I want to drink to me.
Isn't it high time to have a V on the menu? Let's drink to me. Could use it today.
Gotta die to have a drink named after you at the afterlife. You know the rules.
To this.
Agreed. And I do know the rules. But I did die.
To have
You
boobs.
did. A living legend of the afterlife. How about that?
I would
Somebody
think the
like
drinks
this
have
deserves
boobs.
something special, Claire.
Please tell me that's an option.
Drink. It'll do you good.
To
Break
this.
a leg, V. This heist, if anybody can pull it off, that person's you.
Thanks.
Well, well,
V.
well.
I've
Mr.
long
Blue
awaited
Eyes.
this moment to look the latest afterlife legend in the eye. I must say, I'm moved.
Happy not to disappoint.
Ladies first.
Last time I saw you was with paralysis.
Talk to me.
Well, V, Mikoshi was quite the punch. You TKO'd Arasaka, in fact. Brought you eddies, influence around town. But not just that.
If not around the
It
world.
meant positive paralysis of Arasaka systems. A few additional hatches opened up. My people rushed in, grabbed what they could.
So it's all systems go for the op.
I have confirmed the intel leaking out of Arasaka. The casino is currently testing a new security system. And it's true. They will be shutting it down briefly today. I believe you'll know how to use that moment.
Having second thoughts? Hope that doesn't mean you want to drop out.
Drop out? At this stage? No. It would make no sense. I'd take a hit. Speaking of which, nobody's ever pulled off a stunt like this. Where I'm from, they'd say it's straight impossible. They'd say you're taking too big a risk. Poetically speaking, flying towards the sun to burn up.
They'd be dead wrong. All of them.
Self-confidence worthy of a legend. Or of someone risking it all. But I sense you know what it's like to lose everything. To fight for one last breath. I see it in you.
This time tomorrow should have the casino's client data. All of it. Don't forget your side of the bargain.
Oh, I never forget a promise. Good luck.
Crystal Palace. Because money could not be spent better.
Right. In position.
Perfect. Almost to the second. My turn. Satellites are down for now. Just got the signal. Signature cloaking activated. Remember, Got one shot and one shot only.
Tell me something I don't know.
As soon as it starts, there'll be no backing down. No chance at extraction. No chance of survival if anyone notices.
Excellent.
But if this works, you'll gain more than you ever imagined.
Times when I had something to gain are long gone. Now I got nothing to lose.
That's kind of grim. Then again, who am I to judge?
Okay. Here goes nothing.
Good luck. See you down bottom.
Over and out.
I wish that... Okay, before we're gonna go, there are two things that I would like for this game to still have. Maybe an additional DLC. A DLC specifically for this ending, which basically give you an opportunity to infiltrate the Crystal Palace, which maybe in the end would be either another story of either V getting a cure or maybe not getting the cure, which most likely is not getting the cure, or maybe additional DLC that expands on the lower part of the Night City, because there is a lower part of the Night City that you simply cannot explore. That's just a wishful thinking, because we pretty much know at this point that the only thing that we're gonna get from Cyberpunk 2077 is gonna be a couple additional patches, and CD Projekt Red is gonna move to other projects. But still, a little bit of thoughts. Wishful thinking, like I said. And then the caught with blood inside of her helmet and she didn't knew where she is flying. Because dark humor fucking exists. I wonder if we're gonna get NUSA president in this. Or maybe Songbird as the final slide.
Hey V, what's up, kid? Been a while since you came to see old Vic. I'll bet your tunes if the afterlife found you a new Major League Ripper, huh? Them swanky downtown fucker shooting chrome out his ass? Am I right?
God freaking knows what happened to V after this. I would really love to think that V is actually still alive.
Get all you can out of this.
I really want to think that.
It. More than anyone I know. But stop by sometime, okay? Next time you're in the neighborhood, we'll talk about old times and I'll take a look at you. Make sure that the new Ripper of yours didn't screw anything up. See you around, V.
So I'm pretty sure that we're gonna see Takamura, we're gonna see everybody else. Mama Wells, obviously.
Everyone's telling me you're a base gordo now. A big shot, eh? So big you can't call me once a week. Once a month, even. Don't forget where you started. Who you started with, hmm? My door's always open to you, V. There's always food on my table.
Thing is,
Mi casa es su casa. No se te olvide.
everybody treats V as somebody who have survived all of it, but the V was, the moment that thing got plugged in, the V was dead.
Long time no see. Let me guess, you still the top of your game in all of Night City? Yeah.
Calling
I
V a
left all
Walking
that.
Dead is not an insult, it's just a
I'm
reality.
just calling to say thanks for everything. Wasn't until I'd left everything behind that I realized how depressed I was for all that time. Take it from me, V. If you ever get the chance, just leave. Leave and don't look back. The weight it takes off your shoulders, I can't even describe it. All right, enough lecturing. Take it easy, girl.
Bye, Judy.
Hello, V.
Hi,
How are
Padam.
Weather in the Badlands is pleasant as usual. My cooler melted, it's 90 degrees in the shade, and there's sandstorms heading straight for us. So yeah, you're missing out. No, but seriously, we're doing all right. Saul and I somehow get along, for better or for worse. But still, family's always growing, work's always piling up. But better to keep busy, right? And to think if it wasn't for you, I'd still be stumbling my way through Night City. So I just want to say thank you. For all you've done for me. I'd still be lost if you hadn't set me on the right track. All right, well, talk soon, V. Don't be a stranger.
Hello, V. Saul speaking.
Better call Saul.
Heard about something big happening in Night City, with a certain V in the lead role.
Gee whiz, I wonder what that was.
Don't know what you plan to do now, but just remember, we always take care of our own. And, you're one of us now, V. You're an Aldecaldo. Remember that. Take care of yourself, V. And see you around.
V, hey! Can you hear me? Shit, is this thing recording? Okay, well, all of us have been wondering when you're finally gonna drop by.
The picture is a little fucked, Mitch.
Get a barbecue going. Knock a few back. Do a couple of races.
Turn
or pay a friendly visit to
turn on the stream light. The
Guess
lights.
what I'm trying to say is, well, Badlands could use a badass like you, V.
Adjust the gamma.
Don't know what you got on your plate right now.
Adjust the gamma,
Welcome
Mitch.
out here anytime.
Can't see shit.
All right, now take care.
Hey, V, so funny thing just happened. Oh, fuck's sake. Voicemail again. Do you ever answer the phone? Like, ever? Seriously.
Hey, Gary.
I can get through to data term customer service faster than you. What did I even... Oh, yeah.
Glitched
You know
Mitch.
that Us Cracks agent called me and asked if I would go on tour with them. At first, I was like, over my dead fucking body. But then I thought... Hey,
Why the
wait,
fuck not?
I could actually be fun.
Do it.
So, who knows? Well, there's the latest gossip for you, if you even care. Call me back when you can, okay? Bye!
Bye, Gary.
V, hey. So, here's the thing.
Who are you?
A couple fellas from the 5th Precinct busted a shop selling illegal iron. Sawed-offs, stun guns, mustard gas canisters. Orders from on
Sounds
up
like a
were to
war
blow it
crime.
all to the ground. But then I thought, maybe there's a better way to use all this stuff for a good cause. I still remember what you did for us, for me and Randy. This city needs more people like you, and I'm gonna make sure they're equipped. This one's on me, V. See you around.
Before samurai committed to seppuku, they wrote Jisei, a death poem. It contained their final thoughts about life, about death. I have read many of them of late. Some were truly works of beauty. Yet, I am not a samurai. So I bid you farewell with simple words. Rot in hell, Kusama.
Well, remove that stick out from your ass, Takamura, then we're gonna talk.
Hey, V. Jefferson Peralta's here. You know, mayor of Night City. I'm calling about our recent program to tackle homelessness. What do you say about being the head of my security detail, huh? As you know, the number of people I can trust are few and far between. Next week, we're gonna be raising the city's taxes. So, things might get a little hairy.
Just a little.
By. We'll hammer out a good deal for you. I'm no any pincher when it comes to safety. All right. Well, we'll be in touch, V.
Yeah, probably like 20% of raised taxes and that's it.
Hey, V. Listen.
Even
I was
Misty's
just
like
thinking about
zoomed
you,
out.
So I laid out a quick tarot. I know the reading's not as strong without you here, but
I
we
genuinely
haven't
believe
seen
that
each
the
other
ending
for so
credits are a
long.
little bit
Well,
bugged.
one thing led to another.
Because certain characters
Know
are
what I
just
drew?
way zoomed out during
Strength,
the phone call.
The Emperor and the world. Babe, the world's gonna hear about you. Go and show Night City what you're made of.
Is that all of them? Yeah, I think that's all of them.
'Cause we lost everything.
Yeah, that was all of them. I was genuinely hoping that the president's gonna call me. Like, seriously. I was genuinely thinking that I'm gonna get called by somebody from, you know. Oh, seriously? From here?
Got one shot and one.
Whatever. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Huh? So the game doesn't restart anymore from the spot? Oh, that's weird. Interesting. That's interesting. Oh well. Doesn't matter, honestly. Because there's nothing else to do in Night City anymore. I could simply load from this save, and it's not that big of a deal. I think I skipped that by accident, because normally after the end of the game you get like an option to simply just continue the game, and you get additional bonuses, but I didn't saw those bonuses whatsoever. So I guess that is not an option, but I'm fine with that. I already have beaten the game. I know that you get like bonus Berserk, Sandivesten, you get like unique stuff. So I don't really care for that much because I know I'm not gonna be able to utilize those items. But ladies and gentlemen, that was basically the end of this playthrough of Cyberpunk 2077, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not gonna do a full review. I already have reviewed the game on my very first playthrough. I would love to review the Phantom Liberty, but I'm gonna stop myself from doing that. Because I believe that if I would touch Phantom Liberty, start reviewing it right now, when I pretty much know there's more than one ending to it, if I would start doing that, I sincerely believe that I would do that DLC a huge disservice. So I'm gonna stop myself from performing any form of review when it comes to Phantom Liberty. I'm only gonna say what I do like about the past 2.1 and changes, and what I do not like are things that could be adjusted. And I'm not gonna take hours upon hours when I'm gonna discuss it. It's gonna be maybe a few sentences about every single point, and that's it. So first let me drink something. Maybe it's gonna be better if we're gonna disable the radio, as much as I like it, but I want Johnny to play guitar. This is gonna be his time to play a little bit of that guitar.
I'll give you a minute.
So, what have version 2.0 and 2.1 have added? Let's start with the, well, Dogtown new area, obviously, but I cannot really review Dogtown because it's a huge part of Phantom Liberty. I just like the area. It's good, it's reasonably compressed, but it's also not too big, so it's good. Hello, Muffin Man. Happy New Year to you too as well. adding the missions for Muammar was a good decision. But my problem with the missions for the El Muammar is that majority of them, if you know which mission is which, they're just gonna be very, very repetitive. And they're gonna be very boring. What do I mean by that? If you find the scanner car, if you're gonna find the scanner car, it's 90% of the time you're gonna get a pickup truck or just a truck or some kind of terrain car, and that's it. Which is actually kind of pretty boring. I almost never done the radar car El Muammar delivery. I like the fact that after 10 or 8 missions you do that one quest, and the fact that they actually gave El Muammar a little bit more personality because of that. That he shows that he actually cares for the area that he organizes the jobs with, or within that specific area. So they gave a little bit more personality to El Muammar. I like it. The things that I do not like is, like I said, those radar missions, but also the fact that once the script is gonna initiate the fact that you're gonna experience combat during the entire thing, there's pretty much 80 to 90% chance that at the last 500 meters you're gonna get a bunch of cars just starting chasing you, either one car or 3 cars at the same time, which that can create a huge problem, because at 350 meters, give or take, El Muammar, basically the compass in the minimap, straight up refuses to show you where you need to drive, and it's just all blank. You don't know where to go, you need to destroy those cars, you need to wait for them, and if you have a mission that is timed, you can get absolutely screwed by this, because first you need to destroy everybody. I also hate the fact that maybe no, it's not hate. I basically dislike that fact. But the timer is pretty forgiving. I like the fact that you can encounter a variety of challenges, even though it's a small variety, because you can only get 3 missions, which is deliver a car in time, or don't bag up the car, or combination of both, or the combat in the middle of everything. I'm actually glad that the timer is actually pretty forgiving, that it gives you a lot of time to do whatever you need to do. But yeah, the fact that the enemies can chase you at that close to El Muammar can ruin your entire objective. Like I failed the El Muammar quest twice because of how unlucky I got with spawns. The civilian AI is a little bit weird, because all of a sudden, for no reason, they just love to jump right in front of you and give you that 1 star, which again, that's actually another change that I provided to this game. They change the cops, they changed the way they function, and they change it in a good way, because now the cops actually reacting to the things you do in the world by chasing you. But the problem is, to highlight the problem, what would be a good area to highlight the problem? I think I know. I think I know exactly which area. Okay, let's use this. Okay, let's assume that you have committed a crime over here, somewhere over here. You've driven over a car, you've driven into the police car, you're trying to run away. You're losing the cops somewhere over here, right? The moment that there is the moment that the game acknowledges that you are being wanted, immediately you're gonna get a spawn of a car over here and spawn of a car over here. So by default, you simply want to avoid cops, so you're gonna run over here, right? It's a one-way road. There's no other ways to go. The game immediately, it's gonna script another car getting right in front of your face. It's not like there's a chance. No. The cops is gonna just spawn right in front of your face, and I find it super annoying. And I find it no fun that the cops are right in your face. I like the fact that the cops are more resilient. I like the max stack are actually not a joke this time. I like the way that the cops are actually interacting with the world, and the fact that they're trying to chase you down and they're trying to actually find you. But them just spawning in groups of 3 or 4 from every direction without giving you any chance of actually avoiding them before you're gonna start some serious fighting is super annoying. I do not like that. I sincerely think that there should be a specific numbered chance of the cops spawning right in front of your face. Or basically make the cops a little bit faster so you can have less of them, but so you can actually, I don't know, use different skills to get rid of the pursuit. Not just being reliant on luck and possible quick hacks that you can use. Which, by the way, the quick hacks that you are using to stop the cars during the El Muammar pursuits and during the cop chases are actually pretty damn good. Sure, there's a limited amount, but what else can you imagine? I mean, you can just make the cars speed up very fast until they lose control. You can stop them in place, and you can just detonate the car all together, which I mostly used on my mice, and I don't regret that. Other than that, that would be that. What did they also change in 2.0 and 2.1? I think the cyberware and also how the perks are working. In my opinion, the way that they have resolved the issues with the original perk trees, they definitely condensed them more, but I think they went for the logic of less is more. In general, less is more. And they did it, and they did it good. Because on the previous versions like 1.6.3, there were a lot of perks that you could pick from, sure, but a lot of them felt like they should be by default by just leveling up your main attribute over here. Here you basically got a main perk and then you can branch out if you really wish to. And you know, they decided to keep it relatively simple, but they made it good. Like, sure, they definitely added 2 reflexes. They added the dashing, which was definitely very, very needed. The addition of dashing makes the game much more better, much more fun, in my opinion. And if you're building a character, I would say that Sandevesten and maybe even Korenzikov is not really that necessary just because of the dashing perks. Because their dashing is basically that good. It's really good. It's very useful. In a matter of fact, I consider it to be, depending on the build, that might be one of the most necessary perks that you can get. But what they changed, and I think was the most necessary change to do, is they changed the entire technical ability. Crafting is now something that you do on your own. You just need to get the materials, but the game gives you that a little bit of that pressure to collect the materials from the very beginning. This is why you get so many broken weapons. The game gives you a suggestion. Sir, that weapon, that materials, yeah, you need to grab those materials. You need to upgrade those materials. You need to constantly upgrade your things before you're gonna get something that is a little bit lower level. The only complaint that I have about crafting is the fact that once you get that tier 5 blueprint, you cannot upgrade the weapon to tier 5 plus or tier 5 plus plus, which I think should not be a thing. I think once you get a weapon, doesn't matter if it's iconic or not, once you get a blueprint, you can upgrade the weapon that's created from a blueprint to tier 5 plus and plus plus just because you have the blueprint, and that's it. The other thing that they still haven't changed that annoys me about this game is the fact that you can find a shit ton of weapons, like for example, okay, the first example, there's this Unity tier 5 plus plus, right? For example, I would like to use it instead of something else, right? Oh, we have this mod, the PAX mod, makes weapon not lethal, 20% damage outside combat, but minus 5% damage if I'm in combat. Oh no, that debuff actually bothers me. Hey, I have dozens of different mods that could be actually way more useful during whatever I plan to do. Oh no, we still cannot remove the mods, and that bothers me. Why can you remove the mods from the weapon still? And basically just give players more flexibility and more choice when it comes to customization of their own gear. I like the fact that we can stack the mods, but the fact that you still cannot remove the mods even if you make a mistake, it's just silly. It shouldn't be there. It just shouldn't be in the game. Just allow me to pick up a weapon, upgrade it as much as I can. If I choose the one weapon, it's my choice. It's there's all there is to it. It just simply allow me to have that. Other than that, from character, cool. I have noticed that they removed the cold blood. Cold Blood used to be on Cool. Right now, Cool is only stealth sniper rifles, which actually, one cool thing, I know, pun, one great thing is that they unified this, the automatic pistols, semi-automatic pistols, and sniper rifles with precision rifles all together. It's all together in one tree. And I really like that. I really like that. That now you can actually be a stealth character that does not have to focus only on one specific weapon, or or you can basically build your stealth sniper if you really want to. Just get Overwatch and you just go and dominate the entire world, and that's great. Actually, let me check reflexes. Do we have a Cold Blood by any chance? I don't think we have Cold Blood. I think at this point, Cold Blood got kind of split into the side perks over here. Basically, you get all the bonuses that you need from the side perks, rather than just getting a Cold Blood. But intelligence, oh boy, they definitely have nerfed the intelligence and the cyber decks. But I think that nerf was necessary. In the previous versions of the game, if you just had a good cyber deck, that was basically, don't remember which deck was it, but there was a deck in all the versions which basically allow you to spread your cyberware to everywhere you wanted. You had a breach protocol, you had basically all the ways to just spread hacks left and right, and you didn't even, most of the time, you didn't even have to move to basically destroy everything. There's even a video on YouTube in which a dude in a full intelligence build just enters the Arasaka complex and he just short circuits everything in sight. And of course, because it's quick hacks back in the day, those quick hacks were basically jumping from enemy to enemy to enemy to enemy, and it was just ridiculous how powerful the net running actually was. Right now, it's very nerfed, but it's a nerfed just in the right way. Not every quick hack can actually spread, and even if it's limited, and you basically need to go for a little bit of overclocking and the spillover, because that actually allows you to spread your quick hacks even further, which is great. And also, now every single cyber deck, it can serve a different purpose depending on your build. There's no more situation that only one cyber deck is the best one in the game. You can actually set up your cyber deck to your own personal needs. And I love that. It was simply something that allows and encourages people to take a little bit more care about their build, a little bit more care, brings just a little bit more variety, and I like it. It makes the quick hacking a little bit more difficult, but that's good that it's more difficult, because it was way too easy before. Now it is in a good place, even though still you can still deal a ridiculous damage with short circuit. You can still deal ridiculous damage with Synapse Burnout, but now you actually have to put a little bit more work. And that's it. I think that the perk rework is great. Cyberware, on the other hand, it's also very good. I do actually really like the system, because it does not allow you to become a freaking god just by having a lot of money. You actually have to play through the game, get all the cyberwares, get all the cyberware capacity, get all this cyberware capacity to basically go through. And that also means that when it comes to technical ability, the main tree over here, the middle tree, automatically becomes the most wanted thing in the entire game. You want this. You want to get that additional capacity. You want to pick up that more cyberware. You want to have more variety. You simply want this. But yeah, when it comes to cyberware, like I was trying to say, I'm glad what they did with cyberware. The capacity and the fact that now your cyberware describes your armor is, I think, actually is pretty good. But what I wish is that I wish there was more clothing that were basically doing more things. I mean, sure, you can have a torso that does something, you can have a head that does something, you can have a chest piece and ocular piece, but quite honestly, pants and shoes just got left behind. They don't do anything anymore, which I do not really approve of that. Sure, give the additional abilities to like pants and shoes. Like to shoes you can add the additional moving speed, and you just kind of ignore that in a game that obviously wants to kind of that kind of gives you a hint that, hey, movement speed is important. Why don't they do that in such peculiar ways that it's kind of weird? But anyway, I think the cyberware and the reliance on your attributes is a very good thing. I really like that, because now on top of just leveling your attributes, you have to actually carefully pick up your cyberware so you can basically get the most optimal, or basically if you are crazy enough, you can just min-max. I'm just playing the things to get to be as relatively as efficient as possible, to squish as much from the build as I possibly can, which, sure, it is basically a terminology of what min-maxing actually is, but simply I like the way of what they did. Sure, there are still gonna be some cyberware items that, in my example, I don't go for reflexes, but I'm still gonna go for Adrenal Trigger, for example. I'm still gonna go for Korenzikov. There's still some form of cyberware that no matter how much you put in the specific attribute, it's still gonna be useful for you. So they didn't took that away. Like for example, that's a biomonitor, that's a different thing. But yeah, I'm really glad that they have what they done with the cyberware. The cyberware limitations, it's also pretty good because it does not allow you to become an immediate god, which 1.6.3, if you had specific mods, even without mods, you could become an absolute freaking god without even trying. You just need to have a lot of money. Here, the maximum capacity actually limits you a little bit, which I really do enjoy that. What else there's to talk about when it comes to 1.6.3? Hey, Pinhead. I think they nerfed net running a bit too much and buffed blades a bit too much also. Well, I will need to make a blade build to actually verify that. But so far, the changes that they have made and the changes that they provided for version 2.0, 2.1 are pretty good. I like the fact that they brought the races as a side quest, but I'm actually quite disappointed with the races. I think that the races as a side quest is absolutely awful and disgusting. It's just bad. It's just bad. It's just boring. There's nothing to races but racing. There's nothing. You get the auto fixer discounts, which, speaking of, that's another change that they provided. Now you don't have to go to a specific spot to buy a car. You can simply go to the terminal and then you just buy stuff, when it comes to cars at least. If there's one thing that I do not like is the fact that basically every single Ripper dog right now has all the cyberware available from the start. There's no such thing as specific doctor with a specific name was specializing in a specific cyberware. It took away, sure, it makes the game shorter, it makes the search for the cyberware much easier, but it also kills a little bit of the immersion from the game. It makes basically the vendors, like for example Ripper Dog. Okay, let me just mark the Ripper Dogs alone. It makes Ripper Dogs like Chiyomoto or even Fingers. That's because he was the closest, right? Fingers, or I don't know, Sogo Watanabe. It basically makes those guys irrelevant, because the only guy that we have any sort of like relations in the game besides Victor Vector is just Fingers, and we are not most of the time we are not even gonna visit Fingers because of how special he is. Basically, we're just not gonna visit him. I like the fact that now doctors are, you know, named, but them just having access to all the possible cyberware just kills the individuality of the Ripper Dogs. Like, you can even meet Cassius Ryder, but if you don't visit him ever in his actual saloon, besides the 2 quests that you do, that basically makes him quite an irrelevant character. There's just no point of visiting him. Each cyber doctor had their own individual cyberware, and I think that was a good choice, because even this guy over here, the Tito Delegado, one thing that I haven't done this playthrough, but if you go to this doctor, you can actually encounter a character from one of the previous missions on this guy, when you visit this guy. And you needed to visit this guy because back in the day, he specialized in a very specific cyberware. There was a reason to visit. There was opportunity to find those things that you would not be ever able to find in the current playthroughs. And I just think that it was a little bit of a silly decision. Like, sure, you're shortening the time for the players for finding the specific gear because you give them the specific gear. But if you're a new player, you're not gonna know that one of the people who have saved Ed Regina's is now working for him. You're not gonna know that fingers, you can now just punch fingers and there's no consequences to this. But if you decide to leave him alone, he gave you probably one of the best send investments in the entire game. Now it's removed, and it just, you know, that part of game just it's missing, and I think it should not be done like that. It just shouldn't be done like that. Some of the things that got changed, that it changed for no reason. Let's start with the small things and start with also with the funny things. The thing that they have changed is the photograph at the hospital. And just because they changed the photograph at the hospital, I'm gonna be a rebel. I'm gonna spit in everybody else's opinion. I'm gonna say the old one was better. The second thing that they have changed that was absolutely unnecessary was the absolute gem of the police horn that used to be in older versions. It was great. The police horn was great. Even somebody have took that police horn and decided to make a freaking electronic EDM freaking remix of it. Like, what do you remove that? Why do you make the freaking horn of the police car just to be something just absolutely fucking boring? Just unnecessary. The other changes that they provided is that they nerfed several weapons while they buffed some of the others. According to you guys over here, the Sandy Mandy and the Mantis Blade got hilariously buffed, which I cannot confirm that because my build did not really allow me to use Sandy Veston, but I might change that in the future builds. I've noticed that some of the tech guns are absolutely nerfed a bit. I've noticed that the Comrade's Hammer have been nerfed to absolute bits. There are so many things that got just kind of changed for no reason. They reduced this maximum speed because the cars right now, some of the cars have actually ability to bear arms. They decided to give them armament but reduce the maximum speed, which I guess it's okay. I just don't see a really peculiar reason to do that. I like driving my cars fast, but it is what it is. It's fine. It's okay. I don't know. Is there what else did they change? I think the pedestrian, like driving pedestrian AI, is actually a little bit better. I don't know if that was before, but now as you drive across the street, basically, if you drive in between the cars on the street are actually moving away from you, so you can have a nice and straight little path. The other thing that I have also noticed is that actual, no, not the drivers, but the actual pedestrians are more stupid. The actual pedestrians have actually became a little bit more intelligent because they don't react too much to what you do, but they're definitely more stupid because even if you, like, you know, imagine you drive normally, you know, you just mind your own business, and just because you drive a little bit too close to the pavement, all of a sudden there's a pedestrian just jump right in front of your hood, and that starts a freaking police chase, which is stupid because they should never do that. They had no reason to jump in front of you. If even they should jump away from you. Like I said, pedestrians are stupid, but also they are smart at the same time. But yeah. The other thing that they have changed when it comes to weapons is that they decided to, for some reason, remove a lot of mod slots. Like back in the day, pistols or rifles or anything like that used to have 2 attachment slots, and 4 mod slots. Now it's 2 attachment slots and 2 mod slots instead, which, okay, I guess I can get it. I can understand why they decided to nerf it. I'm okay with that. But the fact that still you cannot remove the mods, that's one thing. And also, I don't know who at CDPR hates revolvers. There's definitely somebody in CDPR that freaking hates revolvers to the absolute bit, because now revolvers cannot have a muzzle attachment, they can only have scope attachments and 2 mod slots, which I don't understand why. Maybe it's because revolvers maybe not supposed to have any attachments. Maybe somebody was making revolvers to basically have ricochets, or I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking. I just don't get it. I just kind of don't get it, dude. They definitely have more range, and they could definitely have more armor penetration, and headshot damage multiplier also speaks for itself, but why? Just why? Just let people have a little bit more fun. I mean, it's not bad. You can definitely survive with it, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just complaining for the sake of complaining. Take it as it may be. I believe that Cyberpunk in itself, all the major bugs that were like in 1.6.3 definitely are gone. That means that even if you don't play this game with Phantom Liberty, it's a 100% playable experience. It's a good experience too. I really like this game. I always liked it. It was always good. They upgraded a lot of things. They changed a lot of things. Some of them I approve of, some of them I don't. But again, it is only my opinion. Either way, I love this game, and if you guys, some of you will have opportunity in the future to get this game with the DLC, get it, buy it. This game, it's a redemption story in a writing of several years, and is it worth it? 100%. 100%. Get it. Honestly, even buy it full price. Fuck it. Just buy it full price. Do it to yourself. Just do it. Because CD Projekt Red have definitely they listen to the community, at least in majority. They have listened to the community, and they have basically they listened. They noticed that they fucked up severely, and they listened and they delivered. It's a redemption story in the making. And did they redeem themselves? In my eyes, yes. Because I initially hated the living guts out of this game. To keep the story short.
Stay a while and listen.
To keep the story short, Monster93, thank you for the follow. No, to keep the story short, basically, this is, as you guys know, it's a game that has been developed by Polish developers. The marketing in Poland for this specific game was absolutely obnoxious. I mean, there were commercials always in TV, commercials in the radio, commercials on the streets. Cars were driving, advertising Cyberpunk. Everybody was, Cyberpunk freaking dish soap, Cyberpunk cups, Cyberpunk freaking shower towels. Everywhere where you look, there was Cyberpunk. I was so fucking sick of that when I looked at that initially, that I secretly, after being spammed left and right every single time I click on the YouTube video or every single time I look outside, I wanted that game to fail. And I think the God have listened, and it actually made the game fail at the very beginning, which we all know it's technically true. The game was very horrible during versions 1.0 and up until version 1.5. The game was absolutely horrendously bad. And basically, over time, the more patches that got released, the more I heard about the game, the more positive things I heard about the game from the people who started playing the game from the beginning, from the people who have just jumped in, and especially from people who have jumped into the game just because of the Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Disclaimer, I think that Cyberpunk Edge Runners is a good show, but it's not really worth that much of a hype. It's a good show. I enjoyed it. I watched it. I like the characters, I like the story, but I don't think it's something that is worth nominating for Oscars or anything like that. That's basically is my opinion. Hate me for it if you guys want to. But yeah, Adjourns definitely have brought more new people to start even enjoying the game. It brought people who have played the game previously and got disappointed. And the more positive reviews I got, the more people I have saw even from my streaming circle started playing this game, the more I was like, alright, I'm gonna give it a try. And hold and behold, maybe like a week or two after I said that, there was a solid 50% discount on GOG on the Cyberpunk 2077. Back then it was version 161. It was my first playthrough of that game. I jumped into it and I got sucked into that thing like light into the dark hole, and I'm into the black hole, sorry. And I do not regret it. This game is just very good, and the more I saw that it is like not only just the developers started to listen, but also have noticed, hey, there's a constantly growing modding community to this game, and that was actually very great because I love modding video games. I like to have that challenge of tweaking, adjusting, adding some new things, figuring out if it's something works or not, because I have spent a lot of time before Cyberpunk with the Bethesda games, and we all know what Bethesda games are. If not for the mods, the Bethesda games were basically dead, but that's a different conversation for a totally different, probably maybe totally different video. Either way, Cyberpunk 2077, I played it then, patched to 0.21, break all the changes, good changes, made the game good. There's still a little bit of things that needs to be fixed and adjusted. Like for example, if you all of a sudden find 2 HMGs machine guns on one character, on one robot, if you pick them up, they're gonna remain in your inventory as invisible weapons, but because HMGs have a script that every single time you pick them, they're gonna become your priority weapons. Every single time you're gonna get your weapons removed, that HMG is gonna get priority as a weapon that you're gonna try to use. But the thing is, game still is gonna think that you don't have any weapons in hand. Therefore, what's gonna happen is you're gonna have a glitch in which basically every single time you're gonna push a middle mouse, there's gonna be a random fire coming out of nowhere. It actually almost ruined my Phantom Liberty playthrough. I found a way to like go around this, but it's definitely one of those bugs that must be fixed, because if you don't know how to fix it yourself, you're gonna get absolutely screwed. But yeah, it is what it is. In my opinion, Phantom Liberty DLC have definitely raised this game's standards. It's a solid... Back in the day, I would say it was 8 out of 10. I would rate this game right now with the Phantom Liberty DLC to be 9 out of 10. Because there are still some issues and there are still some things that have been changed that have been that are absolutely unnecessary. And yeah, love the game. Gonna definitely play different builds and gonna do a modded playthrough next time. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, enough of me saying what I want to say, because there was a little bit to say about this game. Maybe a little bit of complaints, a little bit of word of praise. But now, I think it's about time that we're gonna say goodbye to Nibbles for now. But he's not gonna care, because he's just gonna scratch the couch as the little terrorist that he is. We're gonna pet Iggy the Iguana for the very last time during this playthrough. And we're gonna allow Johnny to rest, just chill and play the guitar, let him do his own thing. Because us right now, we are gonna say goodbye to this playthrough, and we're gonna say goodbye to this video as well. People of Twitch, we're still gonna stay here for a little bit. Well, people of YouTube, this is gonna be the end of this probably more than 3-hour video. But I have no regrets of recording a one long video in which I can express my thoughts, in which I can basically say what I really want to say about the video game, so I can basically move on uninterrupted, so I can sleep better. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, people of Twitch, we're gonna stay here for a little bit. People of YouTube, this is gonna be the end of this episode and this playthrough too. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, consider subscribing, ring the bell, stop it a like, leave a comment, all that good stuff. Links for all my socials can be found in the description below and the pinned comment down below. Thank you guys once again. Hope you guys have enjoyed all over 100 parts of this playthrough, and I'm gonna see you guys the next one.